Hi there everybody. I'm doing a super quick video just to let you know that number one, I finished this blanket and I wanted to show you, and number two, I wanted to show you the original Whirly Modern Baby Blanket and just give a little bit of info about that before the pattern release slash two-part tutorial that will be coming really soon. So I'm going to start just by showing you the finished blanket, because obviously I showed you this last week, so it hasn't changed that much since I showed you, but it is obviously finished now. So this is part one of the Whirly Modern Baby Blanket, but it's just done in normal DK yarn rather than in the Shapey's Whirl, which is specifically what the pattern is written for. But I just wanted you to know that it doesn't have to be a Shapey's Whirl that you use, but obviously the yardage and the hook size and things is what the pattern is specifically written for. But you can just totally use absolutely any yarn that you like and just make it to whatever size you choose. So the whole of this blanket is part one of the Whirly Modern Baby Blanket, and then I've just done 2 rounds or 2 blocks using all of the rainbow colours with a little bit of the cream again in between, and then I've finished off with one of my favourite stitches. I've finished off, let's wait for the camera to decide to focus. I finished off with the beautiful simple crab stitch. So I will leave the link obviously for this particular crab stitch tutorial, but I just wanted something very simple to finish off this baby blanket. I didn't want anything too lacy or anything like that, because I just wanted to keep the whole thing beautifully simple. So that one is totally finished now. I've even sewn in all of my ends. It is actually quite a bit bigger than I intended for it to be, but I just decided to put in 2 lots of the colours instead of just the one. So yeah, that is all made using part one of the Whirly Modern Baby Blanket, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Very simple but really effective. So that is it done in DK yarn. I used all Shapey's Colour Crafter for this one, and I will leave all of the colours in the description box to give this beautiful sort of dusky rainbow. And then, as I say, finished with a crab stitch. And then we have the original Whirly Modern Baby Blanket, which is the pattern that I did for Crochet Now magazine. So you can see the main body of the blanket is exactly the same as the one that I have just shown you. So it just obviously, when it's specifically written to be done in a whirl, but you can use absolutely anything that you like and make it any size that you like. But obviously the dimensions and things that are given in the pattern are for the Shapey's Whirl, so just bear that in mind. But you, like I say, you can just wing it with DK if you choose. So part one of the tutorial will be the main body of the blanket, and then part two will be how to do this beautiful border. So the border, because the main part of the blanket is very simple and repetitive and mindless once you get into it, which is always a great thing, I think, I did want to add a little bit of detail around the edges, but I also wanted it to be simple and not too flamboyant. So it's hard to find that balance sometimes, but if I just bring this very close to the camera, you can see we've got some beautiful texture detail with some wonderful ridges. We've then got some stitches which go down into the corner spaces, which again provides a little bit more texture. And then we've got the beautiful rounds of frills and popcorn stitches, and that is what makes up this wonderful border. So it's all very simple once you get to it. And obviously you'll have the written pattern available to you, and you'll also have a complete step-by-step video tutorial. But just bear in mind, for the sake of the tutorial, I won't be using a shapey swirl for this because I already have one made up in a shapey swirl, and the whirls that I've got earmarked for other projects. So I am just going to do it in normal DK yarn, but all that the tutorial is going to do is show you the stitches that you need to make the main body. Part 2 will show you how to do the border, so the rest of it obviously is just choosing your own yarn. But it will work with absolutely any. But as I've said a couple of times, it is specifically written with the dimensions and things for a whirl, but I've seen them made in all different things already, and that is why I wanted to show you that baby blanket that I've just finished, so that you could see that it doesn't have to be a whirl. You can use absolutely anything you want, even if you just use the first part of the tutorial, or you can hang on for the second part for the border as well. So I do apologise, I know I've rambled a little bit there and probably repeated a bit of information, but I just wanted to explain what was going to be happening. And I'm very, very happy with both of these Whirly Modern Baby Blankets, and obviously it is totally up to you whether you complete the border or whether you just use a completely different border. But the granny square is always going to be a favourite of mine, hence why I chose to do a foundation of a granny square for my magazine pattern. And as for the pattern itself, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to make that available yet. I do have a website which is in the process of being done, but at the same time I don't think it's quite ready yet. There's not much on there, so I don't know whether I might have this as a download maybe from Snufflebean. I will chat to her and see what she thinks about that. But I will see you for part 1 of the Whirly Modern Baby Blanket tutorial very soon. Bye for now.